All right, you guys, happy Wednesday. This is Kong. Welcome to my channel. I know we haven't done this in a while, but we're back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview, and this is number 5. And you guys, the reason why we're doing these kind of interview, I truly really enjoy them, is to help inspire and motivate those of you who haven't done your first wholesale deal, to go out there and get it done. Now, so you guys, I'm going to have our guest share with you guys his story, how he got into it, and also to how he got his first wholesale deal done. So let's help me welcome Jack. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Kong. Good, Kong. What's up, man?
Very, very good, man. So the closing just happened today.
Yep.
Dude, so the story is fresh. So let's get it going, Jack. So can you tell everybody the story, how you got into the business, kind of like what you were doing, and then how you kind of merged into it.
Okay. So basically, I own a landscaping business. That's why my name is the Landscaping Guru. And back in 2012, I bought 2 houses. They were from HUD Homes. I bought 2 houses, and my intention was to flip them. My wife ended up wanting to keep one house, so I flipped one, and we moved into the second one, and we've been living there ever since. But now my family kind of grew already, so I have 2 kids now. I got a 5-year-old and a 9-month-old. So we're looking to start to upgrade, buy a new house. So basically, what I did is, in the landscaping, when I go out and give a lot of estimates, I'm always driving around houses, and I see a lot of houses that have overgrown shrubs, notices on their windows. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start finding out what's up with these houses and buying them. So what I did is, I hooked up with this one guy who he's pretty big in my area. He's an investor in my area, and what I told him is, I'm really good at marketing, Kong. Okay, so I like building websites too. I do a lot of things, man. So what I told him is, hey, let me help you grow your Facebook. Let me help you with your website. Let's start recording some videos. And he has a meetup group that he does. So what I told him is, let's start recording some videos for the people that go to your group. And so that's what we did. And I told him, in exchange for my my part, I want you to train me in real estate. So that's what we did. And so he started showing me what he did, and I started following him around. I started meeting his guys, and I was like, man, this is easy. I'm gonna start doing this. But when I start, when I learn things, I like learning things from the bottom. I like learning the very basics, so then I could go ahead and teach my people how it's done. I don't want to have someone do something that I'm not willing to do myself, basically. So what I said, he's already an advanced flipper. He's been doing it for about 25 years. He's worth he says about 23 mil. So who knows? He's definitely not wholesaling now. But so what I did is, I was like, all right, so I'm gonna start wholesaling. So I started searching for videos on YouTube. I found you, Kong, and one of the things that I like about you, Kong, is that you're real, man. There's a lot of people who I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it, but when I listen to you, it's like I get a connection from you. I get a vibe that you're an honest guy. That you're a cool guy, and those are the type of people that I like doing business with, and that's how I related to you. So when I start hearing your stories, and you inspire me, man. Seriously, you inspire me, and I'm sure you're inspiring a lot of the people on here. So I started, I know you don't do bandit signs, but what I did is I bought 150 bandit signs, and well, before I bought the bandit signs, I did some homework, man. So what I did is I found out what zip codes were really hot in my area, and within about maybe a 30-mile radius of my area what zip codes were really hot. And once I found out what zip codes were hot, then I bought 150 bandit signs, and I put between like 20 and 40 bandit signs in each of the zip codes. Um, and and believe it or not, that's how I got my first deal off of bandit signs. A lady called me, and um, on my bandit signs, I have a phone number from CallRail. I actually have some bandit signs here in my car right now. So I have my CallRail bandit signs, and on my bandit signs, I have two different messages because I want to split test the bandit signs. And using CallRail, that allows you to do that. And it also doesn't, if you set CallRail up right, and I'm sure you know, but I'm just kind of talking to your viewers. If you set CallRail up right, you could set it up to where it's not traceable. And I know it sounds a little, sketchy, but you really don't want anything really traced back to your personal information. So that's what I did, man. I put two different messages on the bandit signs, and I put them up. I had a woman call, and she was really motivated. She was a tired landlord. She wanted to sell. So what I did is I went. I have a script that I use. I went through my script. I set up the appointment to go out and buy her house, and I went, and basically what happened, I already did my due diligence before that, so I already knew the comps in the area. I already knew what my maximum allowable offer was. So when I went out there, I checked it out. I went down. One thing that I have always learned, or one thing that I heard before was, when you're negotiating with the seller, and you ask, basically like you say, is that you're gonna try to bring her down 3 different times. So when you say, so knowing that I'm gonna buy your house all cash and close on a date of your choice, what's the least that you're willing to take? So knowing that I'm gonna take all your worry and stress away, and buy your house today, what's the least you'll take? So you do 3 different three different times, and then once you get down to the bottom, I heard go down $2,000 more, and they'll always accept it for some reason. So I tried it with her, and she did go down $2,000 more. I ended up getting that house for $43,000. She wanted $45,000, so I got it for $43,000. And what I did was, knowing the real estate investor in that area, by hanging around with him, I also hung out with all his friends too. We go and smoke cigars and do stuff. So that was part of the plan, man. That was part of the plan. The plan was for me to help him, and in exchange he was going to help me. But at the same time, I was also going to meet everybody that he knew, and I was going to be, they were going to know Jack as, Ryan's friend, basically. So they were, so I met all his people, and what I did is, as I was meeting them, I got all their information. So what I did is, as soon as I got this deal under contract, I hit them all up. Hey, I got this hot property in this area, and this is the way I set it up. Is I got under contract on Friday, and I had people go out on Saturday. So just real quick, the owner lived about 30 minutes away. The house was vacant, so I put a lockbox on the house. So on Saturday and Sunday, I told everybody, hey, you're able to go look at it on Saturday and Sunday, and Monday at 3 p.m. Email me your highest and best offer on Monday at 3 p.m. I'll review the offers at Monday at 3 p.m. So that's what I did, and my first bid was, this one guy, he was being real cocky, and he's like, yeah, I posted it on this Facebook page that we're all on, and he's like, yeah, it's sold, I got it, this and that, and he offered the lowest. So after he actually offered the lowest. He offered so I got it he offered for 47. I had it listed for 54.7. Okay, so I got it for 43. I had it listed for 54.7. He offered 47,000, and I basically got 53,000 for it basically. So I made $10,000 off that deal. Um, so that's what I did. So I got my highest and best offer. People were trying to buy it right away off of me, and I told them, hey, like I'm not gonna, like, even though you're offering me the money on Saturday, I'm gonna wait until Monday at 3 p.m. I got to keep my word. So that's what I did. I waited till Monday 3 p.m. I reviewed all the offers, and I chose my buyer, and this buyer that I chose, I like this guy. He's willing to help, and I mean every single person that was interested in the house, they all told me, hey, I want you to be what is it called, like exclusive to me. I don't want you to give anybody the deals, just give them all to me. And I don't know, man, I hear mixed reviews on that. If so that's basically how I got my first deal, man, through bandit signs.
Nice, dude. Well, Jeff, first of all, man, I want to say congrats, and second of all, dude, thank you so much for all the kind word, dude. I'm so dark that you guys don't see that I'm blushing, but but I am. But so Jack, so let's go back and review the deal really quickly.
Sure.
But so basically you bought 100 to 150 bandit sign.
Yep. About 150.
About 150 bandit sign. You targeted the hot zip code.
Yep.
And how many zip code?
There was 11 total, but I narrowed them down to about 7.
Okay, so you hit 7 zip code. Okay.
Yeah.
150 bandit sign, and how much 150 bandit sign cost you?
150 bandit signs was about like 322 or something.
$322.
Yeah.
Now, Jack, how long do you make the initial going into the wholesaling?
When did I start learning how to wholesale?
Yeah. Yep.
I started January 23rd of this year.
January?
Yep.
23rd of 2018.
Yeah.
And now it is March 14th, 2018. So roughly about what, 2 months and something?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Dude, that's awesome, man. So within 2 months or something like that, you made $10,000 off of wholesaling.
Yep.
Dude,
yeah, we would have closed sooner too, but my buyer was on vacation, so we would have closed last week. But yeah.
Gotcha, dude. That's so awesome, man. So $322 in return, you make $10,000.
Yep, that's right.
Bro, sweet. So now you actually went out there, met up with the seller, and then negotiated. You said she wanted you said she wanted 50.
Well, when I first called her, she wanted 64.
Okay.
When I initially called her,
Okay.
So just real quick on the bandit signs, even though I made the $10,000 off the 322 investment, I'm still reusing these bandit signs every week. I'm taking them down personally. A lot of people say to leave them up, and that's cool, but I don't want to get a bad reputation. I don't want to start getting calls, by the city or by the police. So I just put them up on Friday at like 6 or 7 p.m. and I take them down on Sunday at about 10 o'clock. So I keep on reusing them. I actually have another deal. This guy, he's selling me a package deal, 2 houses. That's in the works right now. I'm trying to get them down to my price, and I'll make another 10,000 off of that. So, your question, what was your question, Colin?
Yeah. So basically, so she initially wanted 64, and then when you went out and met with her, she wanted 47, and you got it, or 45, and you got her down to 43.
Yeah. That's basically what it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
And
that's what it was.
gotcha, man. So, and how much earnest money do you put down?
I put down $100.
You guys heard it, man. Come on, man.
Yep,
If you don't have $100, go borrow somebody for $100, man. Come on.
that's right.
And then
And she didn't even question that either.
yeah,
I just told her I'm just gonna put $100 to lock in the contract. I could put down $1, and she was fine with that.
that's right, man. Most sellers don't even ask me about the earnest money. Great job, man. So $100, so $100 earnest money. You lock it under contract for 43,000. And how long did you initially tie it up for, or the date that you agreed to close on her property?
So on the contract, I write 60 days. But
Very
like
nice.
I told her is, you, I told her usually I could close within like 10 days. So this is what I said. Usually I could close within 10 days. Um, Most of the time it's 30 days, but just to be safe, because I learned this from you, just to be safe, I'll put 30 days because I'd rather under promise and over deliver rather, the other way around. And she's like that. She's like, that's perfect. So that's
Yeah,
what
nice.
happened.
Yeah, nice, man. I mean, the thing is, the seller, the thing is, a lot of sellers, they don't do this on a daily basis. They don't do this for a living. So a lot of times they worry that the paperwork is done wrong. They're worried that they don't get their money. So when you tell them, hey, you know what, we're always target to close sooner. But obviously, we don't want to under promise telling you something and then not being deliver on it. And we want to make sure that we give the title company or the attorney plenty of time to get their paperwork done, so that way they don't mess it up. So that way you get that way you get your money right, and then we get our clear title to the property. And typically, when you tell the seller that, they're like, okay, great, you know what? Because that just takes their worry away. Because they worry a lot of stuff, and one thing was the paperwork. So, dude,
Right.
Great job, man. So you lock it under contract for 60 days. How long did it took you to find the buyers?
Honestly, it took me one day, if that. You know,
Awesome, man. So 1 day to find the buyer, and how long did you tell the buyer to close on the property?
the buyer actually told me. The buyer told me that he could close as fast as I wanted to. So I said, okay, let me go back with the seller to see what day she's off to go to to closing, and same thing. She just wanted it done fast. Now the only problem that we had is that um, the closing was scheduled to be like a Thursday, but the buyer was going to be in Dallas on Thursday, so we scheduled it basically for today.
Nice.
So it was supposed to happen on Thursday, but it
Cool,
happened
cool.
today.
Nice, man. So how many days did you give? So how many days did you give the buyers to close on this property? 7, 10, 15?
As far as that, I didn't tell him how many days. I didn't give him a day just because he said, he was able to close basically when I wanted to. So I didn't feel like I needed to tell him like, hey, well, it better happen within next 7 days.
Right.
I guess I should have probably told him that, but since it was my first one,
Sure.
and I knew the guy, like I said, I knew him. I didn't feel like I had to tell him like, hey, we need to do this within the next 7 days. But now that I know that, I guess I will.
Cool. So Jack, so I guess my question is, how many days did it took you to close on this property?
Okay, so today's Monday, and I post.
Today's Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. Today's Wednesday. So about 10 days.
Man, 10-day, 10K.
That's right.
Dude, that's awesome, man. So, for those of you who's out there who's worried about the earnest money and all of that, you guys, just like Jack has mentioned, the seller doesn't even ask. It only takes $1 to really lock this deal up under contract. And Jack used it, bandit sign to make this deal happen. Now, also too is Jack, let's get, so I think we kind of break the number down for everyone already. So now my question is, so you basically exchange so you exchange what you were going to do for the other guy in exchange for him to teach you.
Yep. Yeah. So I was good at marketing. He wasn't. So I told him I'll take care of all that for you. I'll go to the RIA meet or because he does have like a local RIA, so I'll go to those RIA meetings for you. I'll take pictures. I'll post them on your Facebook. I'll do all that you don't know how to do, and in exchange, you know, you teach me what you know, basically.
Nice. So nice. So does the guy do? Does he do wholesale or he fix and flip?
No, just fix and flip and rentals.
Nice. Okay. So he does fix and flip.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I had to go, somewhere else to look for, learn how to wholesale, because that's not what he did. But basically I learned a lot from him as far as estimating, what to look for, things like that. What areas were good. Just things like that. I mean, but then when I went onto your, on YouTube and I found you, I mean, you just completed the puzzle.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. So
Yeah.
now, Jack. So basically, so back in 2012, you kind of you bought two house from HUD, right?
Yep.
Okay. So because I just want to kind of ask you, where are you? I guess where are you like financially when you decided to jump into real estate for wholesaling, or what triggered you to go ahead and make that move? Because you seems like you were having a little small business going on as a landscaper.
Yeah. I have my guys, and I make pretty good money in landscaping. I was also working at an oil refinery, making a little over 100,000 a year, and in landscaping I make about $10,000 a month. But landscaping is seasonal. So here's what happened, Kong, is working at the refinery, I had to work there 12-hour shifts, okay? And most of the time when people call off, I had to work 16-hour shifts. And then I had to work, they're called swing shifts. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I had to work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I had Thursday off. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I had to switch over to 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And it was like that every other week. So my sleep was like crazy, man. I started to I was going nuts, man. I couldn't really sleep because 1 week I was sleeping during the day. And then 3 days later, I was working, I was sleeping during the night. And it was just, so I came to a point where I just wanted to quit, man. And, I'm married and I had one daughter, I had my daughter at the time. I didn't have my son. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go all in the landscaping, because what I was doing, Kong, when I was working at the oil refinery, I needed an exit strategy. So what I did is, with the money that I was making from the oil refinery, every check, I was buying a piece of equipment for my landscaping business. Okay, and landscaping equipment is pretty expensive, man. Like a nice lawnmower is like 11,000. So that's what I was doing. When I was getting my checks, I'd invested into my landscaping business. So when I was ready to quit, I could just transition over to the landscaping business, and the money would keep on coming. So with lawn care here in Chicago, minimum that we charge each person is $100 a month. Okay, and I mean, right now I have like about 160 weekly lawn care clients, so that's about 16,000 a month. Okay, and then I have 3 employees, so I make about $10,000 a month after they're paid, after insurance and different things like that. So, but here in Chicago, I mean, it's seasonal. We're barely going to start. Maybe, hopefully, it's still cold right now and snowing. So we're going to start the landscaping probably at the end of this month, early April, and then it lasts till about maybe November if we're lucky. So what I did is, like I said, I want to get into fix and flip, but I said, hey, I want to learn from the bottom. So I was like, let me learn how to get the properties, because that's one thing that I that I experienced working with this guy when he was mentoring me is that, you know, they're going to the auctions. Uh, um, they're trying to buy properties off of like Hubzoo and auction.com and uh, XOME.com. And, you know, they're trying to find these houses. And then what I realize is, like, when I get into that business, I want to cut the middleman out. You know, I want to find the houses so I could get them at that price. You know, so that's what I like, doing the hard work. You know, so I want to go learn how to do that, and that's where I started. You know, I wanted to learn exactly what it takes to go do that. And I learned. I mean, I learned, and like you said, it was a little like nerve-wracking talking to these people. I had videos of myself, you know, when I first started cold calling. You know, it's like I have them recorded on call rail too. You know, I sound like, you know, new. You know, I don't even know what to say. You know, I'm like nervous. People are yelling at me, but after that, man, you just become a pro. You know, you start calling, you know, 100 people a day. You know, at least, you know, then it just becomes normal. You just so 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 yeah. So like when I get the bandit sign, you know, when I get somebody call me from the bandit sign, I have the script that I already follow, and I just kind of go from there, man.
Nice. Now, so Jack, dude, so basically before, so now you don't work at the refinery anymore, right?
No.
Dude, I cannot, I'm so lazy now, bro. I cannot go back and work, a regular job, job, man. So you guys, the thing is like, what the thing is like, you know, a lot of times where you're not aware and you're not exposed to better things or business that you know that you can get into, where where one deal will be your entire year of income. So it's like so once you know how to do this business, the sky's the limit. So Jack, I want to ask you this. So did you quit and jump into the landscaping, or once the landscaping business start picking up, then you quit your job?
Once the landscaping business started picking up, I quit. I made sure that I was able to make the same amount of money monthly that I was at the refinery, and then when that was ready, then I left. And one thing that you mentioned, like when I quit, or as far as like when you said, you know, you can't work hard anymore. For me, it wasn't that. For me, it was more, and it's crazy, Kong, because my friends always look up to me, man. I don't lie to any, you know, I'm not a bullshitter, man. Like, I always tell my friends the truth, and kind of, you know, I kind of motivate my friends all the time, and that's who I am, you know. And at the oil refinery, I felt like my time was wasted there, because a lot of the times when I'm working, you know, when I start at 6 p.m., you know, to 6 a.m., a lot of that time I'm sitting in front of I would work inside the control room to make sure that all the systems are flowing properly, making sure that we're making our oil. And if something messes up, then we send the mechanics outside to go fix the pumps and stuff like that. But I felt like hours of the days I was just wasting, just sitting there, like waiting, you know, just wasting my life there, man. And so that's why I don't like working at a job, because I feel like I'm wasting my time there. You know, my time is worth, you know, so it's more valuable, man. Like, a lot of people don't see it that way, but it's like, yeah, I was making $100,000 a year there, but man, I was miserable, man. That didn't mean anything to me. That didn't mean, like, every single time I showed up to work, it was like, man, like, I could be out, you know, hustling, doing something that I really like, man, instead of, you know, being here. And it was like that every single day, Like, I don't know, man. I just see life different. Like, the hard work is nothing. I mean, you and I both know it. If we want to get to where we want to get to, we got to put in that hard work. Yep. but I don't want to be putting in hard work for a company that, one, doesn't appreciate me, and two, where it's a dead end. It's like, it doesn't make any sense, man. And people have to take risks, man, and that's the only way you're going to succeed.
Awesome.
It's simple as that.
Awesome. And Jack, the decision that you made, dude, I'm like 100% agree with you. You guys got to understand, man, when you have a family, it's different. And when you're by yourself, it's different. It's like when you have a family, you want to make sure that your family is taken care of. So what Jack did, I'm 100% agree. He got to make sure that his business grow to the point where, it's covering for his regular job before he pushes and then quit. Dude, my wife and I, man, my wife is like, I'm more of the risk taker. My wife is very conservative, and that's what she does. She, before I quit my job, at that time, she wanted to make sure that, because of our business in the mall, a lot of times they comes in and they can tell you, hey, you're done, and they can just kick you out. So, for me to leave my job, and at the time I was so anxious just to leave it. But my wife said, hey, you know what? We want to get everything taken care of before you do that. Most people said, hey, you know what? Drop it, cut it, jump in, dude. But if you have a family, it's going to be super, super stressful, because when you jump in, you got to learn the business, and at the same time, you got to keep the money flowing and the money coming in to get your family and to get your daily things taken care of. So
that's right.
So a lot of times you just got to suck it, eat it up. Make sure when you jump into this business, and then you start doing deals where you have that money set aside that cover for your for your whole entire year, whatever work that you're doing, or you're making as much as wholesaling in that job, then quit. But because I have people ask me, Colin, should I jump in it with both feet, quit my job? Dude, but you got to look at your financial, where you're at. All right. So, and if you have the money where you can just quit your job and not have to worry about the monthly bill or the monthly expense or the monthly cost of living, then yeah, dude. But
yeah, you're right.
Anyway, Jack, let's wrap it up. You have any last, you have any words to tell those that haven't done their first wholesale deal? I know you love to motivate, inspire people. So here it is, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, just real quick, if anyone's looking to quit their job to jump into wholesaling, that's fine. But just know that you will need a little money to market. So what I do is I'd save up, a couple $100, if you could, a couple thousand, just to save, because if you just jump in, with both feet and you don't have any money to market, now you're stuck. And now you're like, okay, well, I got to make some money now so I could market. So that's one thing that I think about before I quit, how I'm going to market. But another thing is, Kong mentions, once you get your first deal, everything else is pretty much history. And he's exactly right. I mean, that's exactly how I feel right now. Like I said, I'll be posting a picture today with the check that I get. But before that, it was just like, does this really work, or am I just buying into like a gimmick that everybody's just trying to sell me? And I promise you guys, it really does work. If like I said earlier, if you guys really want to succeed in this life, you are going to have to risk something. And if not, then you're just going to be like the regular zombie that's working a 9 to 5, and those people never get anywhere. Like I tell all my friends all the time, I've worked with guys who have been working for a company, they have that mindset that I'm going to work for a company for 30 years, and retire with them and collect a pension. But guess what? That's all gone. They're not collecting pensions. And another thing that I noticed is that the guys that have been there for the 30 years, they're the ones that are treated the worst by the company. They've never, it's like, and not only that, is that it's like, let me give you an example. There was one guy at the oil refinery, he's making about $510,000 a year, but he lives in one of the worst areas in my neighbor, in the area. it's like he was, I don't know, man. Like all the years that he was there, it was like he didn't accomplish anything, you know. And people who are just starting off, you know, like, yeah, I'm gonna make $100,000 a year, I'm gonna be rich and this and that. It's like, no, like what you got to do is look at the oldest people there, and your life is gonna be just like theirs, basically. If you don't smarten up, man. Like I tell these people, you got to learn how money works. You got to learn how you can invest your money. I mean, it's that simple, man. And you know, when I would tell all my friends this at the job, it was just like, yeah, you're right, Jack. Yeah, you're right, Jack. Yeah, you're right. But guess what? They're still there. And I talked to them today, and they're still there. It's just like, geez, guys, like, if you guys really do want to start getting into real estate, I suggest wholesaling is a great way to start. It's the barrier to entry is pretty low. Me personally, bandit signs. I know you don't do them, Colin, because you got called and you got fined and stuff like that. But for me, bandit signs work just fine. What I'm trying right now is cold calling. Cold callings work. I don't mind getting on the phone and talking to people. I don't mind going door to door and knocking. I haven't done that. I've done that for the landscaping, but I haven't done that for this. But that's something that I'm gonna look into for pre-foreclosures and things like that.
Nice.
But yeah. I mean that's basically what I want to say. I mean this is real, man. I mean, but you gotta really go out there and do it. It's a numbers game. You know, I got lucky with these bandit signs, but it's really a numbers game. The more people you talk to, you know, the faster you're gonna make a deal. I mean,
nice.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Nice, man. So, Jack, you are in Chicago. Now, for those maybe they want to reach out to you, are you okay with that? Do you have a Facebook page or a channel or whatever that they can connect with you?
Yeah. Yep. They could just go on my Facebook page. It's Jack, Jack Sanchez, Sanchez. You know, you can reach me there and we'll hook up, man. And I'll teach you guys, you know, what I know.
Awesome. You guys heard it. So, Chicago, what part of Chicago?
So I'm on the, basically like between the south and the north side of Chicago.
You got it. Done. So you guys, there it is. Jack said if you guys want to reach out to him, hit him on Facebook. Hopefully you won't get a message, Jack. But Jack, thanks a lot for your time, dude. I really, truly appreciate it. I hope you guys get motivated and inspired after you hear Jack's story. And for those of you who haven't subscribed to the channel, who's interested in learning about wholesaling, boom, smash that subscribe button. And you guys, if you guys do enjoy this video, don't be shy. Give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much, you guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Wait, by the way, before I end this, you know, if you recently closed your first wholesale deal, please drop me a comment. Let's hook up. Let's get you on this channel. Let's get you share your story. And also, too, is, you know, I would love to get a girl onto the show, man. We got a lot of guys, but no girls yet. I'm actually trying to reach out to this one gal that does a lot of wholesaling as well, to get her onto the channel to share and inspire those women out there to get it done. All right. Thanks, Jack.
All right, Colin. Thanks, man.